In the last lecture, we have seen the basic prerequisites discussed of the blender experiment. Now we will be moving to actual blender experiment. So this blender experiment was performed by two scientists, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. So these two people, they actually proved the genetic material is DNA. How we will discuss step by step. Now, as we have discussed in the last lecture, two different radio-labeled bacteriophages were prepared. First bacteriophage was labeled with 32 phosphorus and second bacteriophage was labeled with 32 sulfur. When the labeled bacteriophage with phosphorus, we consider all phosphorus in the DNA of that bacteriophage will be radiolabeled. When the radiolabeled sulfur bacteria, we consider all the sulfur in it will be radiolabeled. That is, if this is the radiolabeled phage with sulfur, its protein will contain the sulfur, and when the radiolabeled phage is phosphorus, all its DNA, it will contain the phosphorus, radiolabeled phosphorus. The pattern of infection of phage to host cell is very interesting. At first, on specific receptor sites of the bacterial cell, host bacterial cell, the bacteriophage adsorbs. Adsorption is reversible for few seconds, you know very well. With the tail fibers and the tail sheath, the bacteriophage attaches and then it injects its nucleic acid in it. Now, two sets of the host cell and phage they have used. In the first set of culture of the host bacterium cell, they have inoculated the radiolabeled sulfur phage. The phage whose sulfur is radiolabeled. And in the second set, they have inoculated the bacteriophage whose phosphorus is labeled with P32. It is obvious that in P32 phage, DNA is the only phosphorus containing macromolecule. So all phosphate in the DNA of phage will be radiolabeled, and in the first set, all sulfur in cysteine and methionine of the amino acids of the protein of the bacteriophage, it will be labeled. The cells were allowed to infect by bacteriophage, and then here at this stage the whole culture is subjected for blending. You all use blender at your household level. Blender consists of blades which rotate at very high speed so that the bigger particles, they will be crushed into smaller particles. When the bacterial cells are subjected, when the bacterial cell adsorbed with bacteriophage are subjected for blending, the head portion will be removed. After that blending, the supernatant and the pellet, see, when the centrifugation is performed, the particulate matter will settle at the bottom, which is called as pellet, and the remaining fluid, which is, or remaining liquid, which is at the superficial level, is called as supernatant. So what is basically done in the experiment? Basic steps are very simple. The culture is allowed to inoculate, or if culture is inoculated with bacteriophage, it is kept for some time, then it is subjected for blending. Now there are two sets, one is with radiolabeled sulfur, another is with radiolabeled phosphorus. So one by one each is used. At first, the radio-labeled sulfur culture of bacteriophage is taken. It is allowed to adsorb. Then it is centrifuged to separate the cells. Then these cells, they are resuspended in water and subjected for blending. What blending will do? Blending will remove this attached head portion and we will have pellet and supernatant. Then this supernatant and pellet consists of cells which are associated with injected inoculated genetic material. As radiolabeled sulfur is used, the radiolabeled sulfur containing supernatant and pellet independently were analyzed for the presence of radioactive sulfur, and it was observed that 80% radioactive sulfur was in supernatant and only 20% was there in the pellet. The same experiment again was repeated with the 32 phosphorus, that is labeled phosphorus. Same experiment. The phage added to the host cell, it will adsorb on the host cell, then it will inject its genetic material, then it is centrifuged, resuspended in the water, distilled water, sterile distilled water, or subjected for blending. After blending, again the tube separately was analyzed. So the supernatant as well as the pellet were separately analyzed, and the interesting thing which was observed that 30% of the phosphorus was there in supernatant and 70% was in the pellet. So this clearly stated that whatever is injected in the host cell was nothing but phosphorus and not sulfur. That is, whatever is injected in the host cell which is having capacity to produce phages is phosphorus containing macromolecule, that is DNA, not sulfur containing macromolecule, because only 20% is there. Till few scientists stated that the amount of nucleic acid in the cell is very less. So 20% is sufficient. Later on, the reasoning for this which was given that the tail portion of the bacteriophage remains very rigidly attached to the host cell, and this small portion which is remaining attached to the host cell contributes this 20% of the weight. Hence, by this blender experiment, it was proved that when the bacteriophage, why bacteriophage is selected? Because it is not having any other complicated cellular organelles, it is having only outer protein inside nucleic acid. Either protein will be injected or nucleic acid will be injected. Indicator for checking if protein is injected is radiolabeled sulfur. Indicator of nucleic acid, if nucleic acid is injected in the host cell, is radiolabeled phosphorus. So the basic thing in the experiment is to only check whether radiolabeled phosphorus is there inside the cell or radiolabeled sulfur is there inside the cell. And the experimental analysis after blender experiment have shown that 80% sulfur remained in the supernatant. On the contrary, 70% phosphorus remained in the pellet. 70% phosphorus after infecting bacteriophage is associated with the cells, hence not sulfur containing macromolecule, but the phosphorus containing macromolecule, that is DNA, is the genetic. In this way, the research which began with the work of Griffith ended here after the the genetic material of the organisms is not proteins but it is DNA, not any other macromolecules.